What's going on, folks? It's me. We did it. We made it. All right. I don't know why it wasn't connecting earlier. I apologize. I've been working for 9 to 12. I've been working for 5.5 hours already today. So I started an hour before the Nintendo Direct. So I'll get the last 4 or 5 hours of my workday live at least. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it. I restarted my computer twice. I redid the stream key twice. I restarted OBS and YouTube multiple times. I gave up. I came back and tried it again, and it was working. So here we are. I wish I understood why it did that, but sometimes it just doesn't want to connect, and I don't really understand it. I bet you guys are tired of watching this game. Sorry. We're watching it again. That's true, I did say that. Sharky has a recording of me saying that. It's definitely a thing that happened. So I don't want this to just be like a bat, so I'm adding in some kind of reptile elements to it. Because even as a kid, I always thought just like a bat was fucking lame. So I thought they must be cooler than just a bat. There must be something. So I'm adding some more reptile-y things to the wings and stuff, which I also did in the Vire, which is the thing that gives birth to these when you kill it. Yes, it was a very good key 3. Key lead key 3. Yeah, that Final Fantasy interested me. That new Xenoblade interested me. I don't like the anime aesthetic, so I don't play those games, but that world looked cool. They're doing like a ring ring world, like a Hollow Earth thing where you're inside the globe, which I haven't really seen since like Terranigma on like the Super Nintendo. I think that's the only other game I've seen that's played with that concept. But that's really cool. Xenoblade is not set in the Xenosaga universe, but it plays with similar themes. It's like a soft shared universe. Like all the Xeno games have the monolith in them, hence Monolith Soft. In Xenogears, the monolith was a conduit for. It was a 5-dimensional beacon that pulled a 5-dimensional consciousness down into 3 dimensions. So it's essentially a unit that served as a prison for God, and anybody that touches it can kind of access the power inside of it. It's called the Zohar. And then that shows up in obviously the Xeno Saga games are unofficial prequels to Xenogears. They couldn't say they were a prequel to Xenogears because Namco is making them, but they're very clearly a prequel to Xenogears. And the monolith is in those two, the Zohar. In the new Xeno games, the like anime ones, I don't know what the connection is. I believe the Zohar is in there, and there's like big robots and stuff, but they're not in the same universe. I know that. They're just like thematically in the same kind of vein, as far as I'm aware. Xenogears was like an unfinished masterpiece. Like it would have been one of the greatest games Square ever made if they didn't run out of money. But obviously it was released in an unfinished state, so that's not not something that's remembered for. But it did have an incredible story and a really great world and some of the best writing of any of those PS1 Golden Era games. Hmm. Yeah, Xenogears is great. It'd be nice if they came back to it, but all the people that made it left. They've all since moved on, but you never know. They rekindled the thing to make Mario RPG remake, so technically if they can fix their relationship with Nintendo, I guess anything's possible. Xenogears was the #2 game for being Final Fantasy VII when they were trying to decide what project to give the official title. But it was to, what was the quote that Sakaguchi said? He said it's too final and not enough fantasy, which is great. That's such a good line. It was too final and not enough fantasy. I'm also just a massive, massive fan of any world that's like digging up parts of an ancient civilization that have been buried under the sands of time. Anything where they're like unearthing ancient technology and harnessing it without fully understanding it. Like I'm there. You got me. I'm all in. That's my fucking jam. I fucking love worlds like that. When me and Dave first met and we made our first world building project that we thought was going to be a comic in high school, that's exactly the aesthetic it was. It was like 400 years after a huge war where everything was destroyed and buried and all these people were digging up the old technology and using it but not really understanding it. One of my favorite aesthetics. Yeah, dude. One of my favorite ones is the original Wild Arms on PS1. It's like a Western fantasy. They kind of combine Native American stuff with, they make those kind of like the elves. They have like a spiritual connection to the world, and then the rest of the world is like a dying desert. So they lean into like spaghetti Western aesthetics because it's all a desert, but it's a desert because of a war that basically killed the planet 1,000 years ago. And people are just now starting to dig up the old technology that caused it. It's great. Final Fantasy VI has some of that with the Espers and the Magitech. Man, obviously I don't like what they did with the story in the FF7 remake games, but seeing the weapons and HD fucking with modern art direction and graphics was really cool. That fucking assault on Junin video, I was like, oh man, it's a good design. I love when he like opens his mouth and hisses and like the fangs pop out. And I was like, ah, it's great. Great little touch. The redesign on Sapphire weapon was like pretty significant. The other ones looked pretty faithful. Ultimate Weapon and Ruby and all them look pretty faithful, but man, the Sapphire weapon redesign was pretty overhauled. Cool. Yeah. Rebirth was really good until it wasn't. And then when it stopped being good, it really stopped being good. There was a lot I liked in that game, but there was also a lot that I really hated. I don't know. I treat those games, I've said it before, I treat those games like going to a museum. I just want to look at all the redesigns of all the art I remember from my childhood. I just want to see, you know, oh, what's that thing that was like a really rough polygon? I wonder what the artists translated it as in modern HD graphics. I love that. So, I'm really just going through the game to look at everything. I don't care what they do with the fucking story. I don't give a shit. Groma. Q3. Yeah, Muramasa in HD, finally. And Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for Dragon's Dogma 2. The one thing I wanted at launch that the game didn't have. Fucking a giant dungeon. I'm so pumped. It's the one thing I wanted from that game that they did not give me. It was a very good Nintendo Direct. So Dragon's Dogma 1, it's weird to me that they just recreated the Dragon's Dogma 1 experience. Like, Dragon's Dogma 1 base game, incredible art direction, great combat system, incredibly boring game. The world was too big, there was too little interesting shit to do, the backtracking and running around took forever. It was just all the systems were great, and all the art direction was phenomenal, but the actual gameplay, the moment-to-moment shit, was horrible. It was so boring, and it took forever. And then they released Dark Arisen, and it was like one huge dungeon. You're constantly doing stuff, you're constantly fighting stuff, there's no backtracking. Every new room is some crazy thing you haven't seen before. All the weapons are super cool. There's all kinds of weird sub-mechanics in there that will keep you in there for hours and hours and hours. It's like, it was amazing. And I thought Dragon's Dogma 2, because Dark Arisen was the highest reviewed part of Dragon's Dogma 1, I thought for sure when they made the second one, they were going to learn from Dark Arisen and put a whole bunch of dungeons in the game. Like, obviously the thing to do is, if the one big dungeon in our first game was the best part, the second game should have a bunch of dungeons. We should expand on that and add some, variation and multiple big sprawling, dungeons to go down into spread across the map. But they didn't do that. Weirdly, they just recreated the Dragon's Dogma 1 experience where the game is beautifully designed, amazing mechanics, incredibly boring. And it looks like now all the fun shit's going to be in the DLC again, which is very strange. I don't really understand why. I don't know if they think that's like the secret sauce to the game or something, but it's very strange to me that that was the path they went with it. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 was they begrudgingly agreed to do it if fucking what's his name came back for DMC5. It was like a one for them, one for me thing, where he was like, yeah, I'll come back and do it if you let me do Dragon's Dogma 2. It's like, I don't know. I'd go as far as to say, other than Baldur's Gate, obviously, because it's Baldur's Gate. Other than Baldur's Gate 3, I'd say Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is probably my favorite Dungeons and Dragons aesthetic thing in video games. It's how I want D&D to look and feel. Like if D&D was to go back to how it felt in the 80s. It's got the right amount of kind of lame stuff, but done awesomely. like really, really like tired ideas given like a really nice fresh coat of paint. It doesn't look super anime-y. It looks very lived in. It's got a very dark fantasy art direction. It's just the exact aesthetic I want Dungeons and Dragons to have. But Hasbro does not want to do that with D&D. They want everybody to have a fun, wacky time. I hate fun. And I hate love. I hate sunlight and positivity. I am the darkness. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. A dumb idea done well. Yeah, I could do that. So, lots of games have fucking skeletons in them, like evil skeletons. Like, ooh, I'm an evil skeleton. Oh no. Like, it's kind of lame. So, like, how do you make that awesome? You can make it awesome. You absolutely can make it awesome. Let me find a good example. Yeah. Look at this. This is a Dragon's Dogma skeleton. It's fucking sick. It's got really cool armor, but it's not too much armor. It still reads as a skeleton. And the way they move, they're kind of jaggedy and they move like Ray Harryhausen skeletons, because that's what they're referencing. It's just it's not over-designed. It's not like really cringy, like huge, giant, obvious, badass tribal design shapes. Like, very understated. This looks like a uniform a guy actually died in. But it's not as boring as just a skeleton with nothing on. But it's not that boring. But also, it's not so over the top that you're like, it's like trying to be cool. I guess that's the way to put it. It doesn't look like it's trying to be cool. It just looks like it is what it is. I think my favorite is the way they do liches in Dragon's Dogma. Like, a lich is such a tired, kind of lame idea. Like, oh, skeleton doesn't want to die, lives forever. Like, we literally made 2 books about it because we thought it was so funny. But Dragon's Dogma, there's like a sarcophagus and it opens up and the lich flies around the room, but his cloak kind of trails behind him like a koi swimming in a koi pond. And he's constantly raising dead and reanimating corpses, and like, it's just sick. The whole mood and aesthetic. I think the best is the best is one of the best designs in Dragon's Dogma. You probably know what I'm gonna say. It's so fucking cool. The Dullahan in Dragon's Dogma is so sick. Come on. I have all my favorite stuff in a folder on my computer. Like, anytime I see a cool design I like, I just grab it. Oh boy. I'm all good. Okay, cool. Yeah, look at this. It's fucking awesome. A headless knight, the most tired idea ever. Literally ancient folklore. Just a woo, holding my head, ah ha ha. So lame. Look how fucking sick this is. What a cool idea to make the head like a shield. And to make the head like a ghost instead of just like, I'm holding a skull, I'm the headless horseman. And then stretching the body out to make it like unnaturally tall. Like everything about it is just a great design. The same thing with their Talos design, the giant metal kind of Spartan-looking man, who's a reference to Jason and the Argonauts, Ray Harryhausen film. They make it so his helmet, the plume, they make it so he's a giant walking furnace. He's got a fire that animates him inside him, and they make the plume coming out of the helmet the smoke. It's the exhaust from the furnace. It's such a good idea. I got so pissed when I saw that. I was like, fuck. That's such a good idea. I wish I thought of that. It's so fucking cool. Look at this. Oop. Look at that. The smoke coming out of the back and trailing off as the plume. It's just great. I love good design. Good design makes me so happy. Dragon's Dogma 1 leans into some really lame ideas and makes them cool. Like the Grim Reaper shows up as a villain you can't beat and chases you. And he looks awesome, but just the idea of we're gonna put the Grim Reaper in here, fuck it. It's so funny. Oh, dude. The funny thing is I had to do like 50 of those for the miniature company I used to work for back before I took forever. Back when I could do like a finished character concept in 2 days. I did so many Talos dudes. I had to design a whole unit for a miniature game of Talos-inspired living statue guys. Before my brain was broken and I became the Renderman. I'm gonna have the fur that's on the head kind of implied to be ending on the shoulders. Kind of like feathers, how they end on like a bird's leg. Yeah. I mean, designing armor, literally one of my favorite things to do. I was actually going back and forth on this guy earlier today of giving him a jointed pauldron, so it's like a piece that hangs, and when he moves his shoulder it looks like the mouth is opening and closing. I don't know, it feels a little too gaudy. It feels kind of Warhammery. This like etched metal feels more in line with the rest of the design. But I do like it. Like, I don't want to throw it away. Like, I want to use it for something, but I don't think it fits this guy. I think this guy needs to be a little more understated. It doesn't really match, like, the fine detail kind of Asian aesthetics. I do want to do something with it, though. I just don't know what. Maybe I'll use it on the other dark knot or something. We still got to do the red dark knot. Red dark knot's like the only humanoid left that I haven't designed. There's a couple monsters I need to do, but I think the only humanoid is the dark knot, the red dark knot, and Ganon obviously. But I know what Ganon's gonna look like. I don't really need to experiment with that one. I have a very, very specific idea of what I thought Ganon looked like when I was a kid. I'm excited to see all these cutscenes in the new remake. They're gonna be so cool. It's hard to say what Link looks like in the new Ocarina of Time remake. They didn't show enough for me to have an opinion. He could look really weird though. He could look like those fucking Unreal Engine fan remakes of like Zelda where it just looks kind of bad. It's like it's HD and it's very 3D, but it's just kind of the art direction feels kind of plasticky. Like he's just like a weird molded toy that came off an assembly line. It could look like that based on that face, but I will say, the art direction in the tapestry at the beginning of the trailer makes me think that the game is going to look very good. If they were willing, because that was very clearly in game. That tapestry is hanging up somewhere, or it's going to be referenced in one of the cinematics. You could tell from like the pole it was hanging off of that it was in game. If that's the level of detail, like down to the thread count, you could see the individual threads, and they actually put like real effort into making it feel like an old medieval tapestry art direction wise. If that's the level of detail and fidelity they're going with on this remake, I do have faith that they're going to make it look really good. I did notice in his armor one thing I really liked. I guess it's not armor, but in Kid Link's tunic when he's laying in bed in that 2-second teaser, instead of just a straight green tunic, they had leather woven into it in the shape of the Kokiri emerald. The what does it look like? It's like this or something. I can't remember exactly what it looks like. It's like that. But they had leather sewn into it in those shapes. It's like just really, really good little subtle design. So I have a lot of faith that it's going to look quite good when we finally get to see it. And also, you could see all the threads in his blanket. There were like leaves in the foreground and stuff. I was like, they put a lot of effort. It's way more than just like a remaster. Yeah, it's hard to tell. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, they're probably gonna go for a weird hybrid where it tries to look like the anime of the original game, but I don't know. There's not really a Zelda game that looks straight up bad so far in Zelda history. They all look pretty good. Some of them look very different than the other ones, but they have a really good track record with design. So, I don't know. The only way I could see it being bad, is if they outsourced the project to somebody who was not, and they had no Nintendo involvement. If they were like Bandai Namco, here, remake this game, and then like the Bandai Namco art team did it or something, maybe then I could see it being bad. But it looks like Nintendo, worked on it primarily themselves, maybe with some help from Monolith Soft. So I have a funny feeling it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, I'm not gonna be excited about Dusk Bloods until I find out if it has like, I don't know, like lore. Like if it's just a fighting game and there's not like world building, I don't really care. Like it's a fun aesthetic, it's a cool skin to put on one of those games, but I mean I'm assuming if Miyazaki is working on it in any capacity, it's gonna have some kind of cool story. Could be wrong, but I was shocked that we didn't see whatever their next project is at all during Summer Games Fest. But it'll probably be at the Game Awards. We are due for whatever's coming next after Elden Ring. Will they be giving voices? I don't know. It's a very good question. They might. It's a very good question. Yeah. That game looks dope. I can't wait. I can't wait for the inevitable Killian Ng Mondo poster for it. It's gonna be sick. I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never actually bought anything from Mondo directly. I've bought secondhand stuff. Nice. If it's the exact same game with a better Hyrule field and new art, I'll be happy. They don't need to do much to make me happy with the Ocarina of Time remake. A better Hyrule field is kind of the only thing they need to improve. Everything else is pretty timeless. Hmm. Oh man, if there is voice acting in the Ocarina of Time remake and Navi actually talks to you instead of "Hey, listen," oh boy, that might get annoying real quick. Maybe they'll tone it down. I feel like there's enough backlash to Navi over the years that they'll probably tone it down. Like she'll be there, but she won't constantly interrupt you. Yeah, it's a good poster. Good to see Terada doing art for Castlevania. Always nice to see Terada. I was like, oh, it's my special boy. That's awesome. Terada's like a huge part of my childhood. Seeing Terada's art in Nintendo Power was like such an insane inspiration to me. I was like, oh, I want to do that. Sorry. Oh yeah, the Wizardry book is so fucking good. One of the best ever. Yeah, the game is something. It's difficult. Incredible art, though. It's cool seeing. I miss the age where one artist did all the art for a project, so everything looked really cohesive. That's really rare now, outside of indie games. Obviously, it's still a thing in indie games, but yeah, it's man, that was such a cool idea to me as a kid, and I always love it when it's like, okay, especially when it's adapting something classic like D&D, which Wizardry is, where it's like, okay, we have a pantheon of all these iconic things that have to be in this game, and we're going to get to see this guy's take on all of it. It's great. Mm-mm. I do feel kind of bad for Nintendo having that Ocarina of Time remake thing leaked. Because if it hadn't leaked and nobody saw it coming, that little 2-second trailer would have been enough to get people super excited. But because it leaked and everybody had already kind of accepted this is a real thing, people wanted to see more. Like, they'd already accepted that the remake was coming, so they wanted to see what it looked like. If nobody knew it was coming, that teaser would have been great. Would have worked perfectly, which is clearly what they planned for, but then it leaked. Kind of sucks. Something that would have made everybody super hyped ended up making everybody a little underwhelmed. Yeah. Do 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 do. chat. When are we gonna finish this fucking moblin? He's so close to done. I did the thing I always do where I jump over to a new painting right when I'm about to finish the current one. The classic. The classic maneuver to get nothing done. Oh boy. That's true, Nicholas. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the more like dragony elements in the wing. It's better than just a boring bat, you know? It's got a little more spookiness to it with some of the lizard stuff. It's got a little more going on than just evil bat, you know? Oh boy. Oh boy. I really hate that Sabrina Carpenter stole my catchphrase. Oh boy was supposed to be my thing. But now all I can hear is her going, oh boy. I don't like it. She took it from me, guys. She stole it. It's supposed to be my thing, guys. Oh man. It's so close to dawn. Fuck. Fuck my life. Fuck. Sharky. Jesus Christ. Could read that so many different ways. Yeah. Full disclosure, I am referencing a wing from a 3D model from Rebirth. Because say what you will about the quality of that game, but my goodness, was the art direction very good. Nobody does dragons like Square Enix. I will steal their wing designs as many times as I want. And you can't stop me. Chat, my toxic trait is that I blast the AC until my house is freezing, and then I put a hoodie on. I don't know why. It feels so cozy. I don't want to be cooled off, I want to be cozy. The only way to be cozy is to be cold and then get hot. It's impossible to be cozy if you start hot. It's mathematically impossible. I think Isaac Newton said that. It's his fourth law of thermodynamics. It's impossible to be cozy if you start hot. Only through coldness can you achieve coziness with the introduction of heat. I think that was the exact quote. Dope. Nice. Nice. Way better. Way better. Okay, cool. Oh, Square Enix using AI? That fucking sucks. It sucks, and also it's weird because it's Nomura's baby. Maybe Nomura's like Kojima though. Maybe he's into AI. Oh man, we get to see redesigned Gorons. I didn't even think of that. Fuck. They're gonna look so cool. Oh my god, in HD? Guys, they're gonna look sick. It's gonna be awesome. I didn't even think of that. Oh my god, all the stone carvings in the cave here and stuff. Oh my lord. It's gonna look fucking awesome. Kojima being an AI guy is so strange after playing Metal Gear Solid 2. Like, really? You're an AI guy after writing this video game plot. Yeah. Very strange. Alright, that statement's a bit better, I guess. Hopefully he's not making it entirely due to backlash, but we'll see. Hopefully Guillermo del Toro talks some sense into him. And says, listen, AI is... I can't do his accent, guys. I'm not even going to try. I don't know why I tried to do his accent. AI, you should do it. What is his accent? Where's he from? It's me. What's his name? It's not Die Hard Man. What's his name? It's me. Is it really just Mexican? That makes me even more embarrassed. I can't do it. That's so funny. Why did I think he was like European? I guess Spain. Do 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 do. Alright, time for a quick break. Moving at a good clip though. I will be right back. I will.
Alright.
Oh my goodness, I'm back. Oh my goodness, I'm back. Hmm. boop, 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 boop. Do, 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 do. Boop, 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 boom, 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 boom. Hey, Dave T. What's going on? Thank you, buddy. I was considering trimming it, but you saying that has strengthened my resolve. I will not trim it. I don't know why I would think such a thing. Oh yeah, I could. I should get some. I should get some. Thank you. I want to get at least a 3-hour stream, so we're going to keep going. At the 3-hour mark, I'm probably going to go. I've been painting since 8 a.m., so I'm at the 8-hour mark right now. I need to take my break in another hour when I get to the 9-hour mark and go to the gym and eat some food. And then if I've got the energy, I'll come back and do another stream. But if not, I'll be live tomorrow. And hopefully I won't have the encoder issue that happened today where YouTube wouldn't connect for me. Hopefully that's over with. Depends on the brand deal, possibly. For the right buyer, absolutely. Bleach a Cracker Barrel ad right into my beard. And then every time people look at my beard, they'll go, Cracker Barrel. Chicken fried steak with gravy and grits. Cracker Barrel is awful. It's one of those things that was awesome when I was a kid, and then something happened in like the 2000s where, I don't know, it got like too big or something. Like it became like a major chain, and like the quality went down. That's what happens with every restaurant when they franchise too much and they become like mega corporate. They can't source the food as well anymore because they have to do it at such a huge scale, and then the quality goes down. The design's done. I gotta render the legs, but the hard part's done. Where is he? Ooh. This guy. Yeah. We did the top of the helmet, and we did the pauldron thing here, and we redid the arm. So this design's done. I just need to finish the rendering on it. Hmm. Nice. I will, Dave T. There's only one more humanoid to design. I gotta go hardest on that one. I gotta use everything I've learned. No, not really. I already kind of know what I want it to look like. I just gotta do it. I would love to give them my hardness. You are correct. What a dream that would be. I can't wait for the plot twist in Ocarina of Time remake, where you find out it's not a remake of the game, it's actually a sequel, and that Whispers, Arbiters of Fate, are trying to change the timeline to prevent Link from defeating Ganon. I can't wait for that. Guys, I can't wait. It's really deep, guys. It's really deep and really good storytelling. It's a good YouTube channel, man. Unhinged lore. I like that. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. I mean, I don't dream at night anymore. What do I dream about during the day? Let's think. Mostly things I want to do, places I want to go, things I want to accomplish. Yeah, that's I don't know, I'm very preoccupied with just like things I want to get done lately. I have a giant mental checklist of like a whole bunch of stuff that I desperately want to achieve and get done. Yeah, I think about that stuff a lot. I do. I told myself once I lost 150 pounds I would travel. I've got another 50 to lose. I can't wait to show you guys the secret painting I've been working on that only Sharky has seen. And definitely nobody else when I accidentally turned my stream on the other day. And then immediately deleted the VOD. Yes, the best thing you can do for that, it is true, the more, it's called open loops. It's a thing from this book, Getting Things Done. Really good book. The best thing you can do is have a checklist in a trusted place, something you know you're going to look at every day so you won't forget, and write down, literally just take 2 hours and write down every single thing you think of until there's nothing you can think of that you need to do that isn't already on the page. As long as that takes, it's usually for me it's about an hour or two. Get all of it down on a piece of paper, and then hang that piece of paper up in like your workspace or somewhere that you're going to see it every day. And that will let your brain free up, it's called a trusted space. That'll let you, that trust that you're going to see it every day will let your brain let go of all that noise and put it somewhere that you can check in with it externally. It's a big help. Because there's a whole lot of like underlying stress, like secret stress that doesn't show up really obviously when your brain knows that there's things you have to do or that you want to do that you aren't doing. And you can't think about all of them all the time. It's impossible. Your brain can't process that much stuff contiguously. So you always have stuff in your background brain and your foreground brain, the immediate foreground, and all the shit you're waiting to do and procrastinating on in the back. Getting it out and putting it down on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet or something you can check is really, really helpful. And then the other added benefit is that you can then, once you have it all written down, you can prioritize it into categories of what are the things I can do today, what are the things that might take a week, and what are the long-term things. So it's like if you need to clean your room, you can do that today. If you need to refile and reorganize your office, that might take a week. So you do a little bit every day for a week till it's done. And then there's big picture stuff, like projects and things that take a long time. So then every day you can knock off one of the things that takes a day. You can put some work into things that take a week. And then you'll have this fulfilled feeling of like, okay, yes, it's a big list of stuff, but I'm taking positive steps forward to reduce the list. And it helps you rest a little better knowing that you've got some forward momentum. But yeah, good book, really good tricks for efficiency. Oh, please hold. Hello? What's going on? Alright, stream's ending a little early. I'll be back later tonight, I promise. I'm gonna go meet some friends for some food. I was gonna eat in 45 minutes. They asked me to come across the street, eat some food. I'm gonna do it now, because I want to socialize. I've been painting for 8.5 hours. I love you all. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.